All right, let's talk about the 2015 heist film Focus, starring Will Smith and Margot Robbie. It's a movie that's all about misdirection, and that definitely includes leaving the audience feeling a little bit twisted up by the end. So today, we're gonna untangle that brilliant final con.
So, if you just finished Focus and found yourself thinking, wait, what just happened? Well, you are definitely not alone. The ending is this dizzying series of twists that's basically designed to leave you feeling like you've been conned yourself. So, let's get into it and sort it all out.
To really get the ending, we have to start right in the thick of it, right in the middle of that final, baffling confrontation. Let's set the scene. Okay, so here we are. Nicky and Jess are tied up, and they're at the mercy of a very, very angry billionaire. They got caught red-handed selling his most valuable tech to every single one of his rivals. Things are looking pretty bad. And just when you think it can't get any worse, in walks this guy, Owens. He's Garriga's gruff, no-nonsense head of security, and he's been this menacing, suspicious presence this whole time. The tension just goes through the roof. Then, something genuinely shocking happens. Owens pulls out his gun and just shoots Nicky. Not the bad guys, not the people who betrayed his boss. He shoots Nicky right in the chest. And this is the moment that just makes you question everything. I mean, Garriga is freaking out, Jess is screaming. What in the world is going on here? Well, the answer is the first huge reveal. This entire setup from the very beginning has been one giant long con. The truth about Owens is the first big domino to fall. See, he isn't Garriga's head of security at all. He's actually Bucky, Nicky's adoptive father, who's a master con man in his own right. And get this, he's been working deep inside Garriga's operation for 3 years, just waiting for this exact play. So the shooting, that wasn't a betrayal. It was a desperate pre-planned move. It's actually something Nicky mentioned earlier in the film. It's called the Toledo panic button. It is an absolutely extreme last-ditch bluff to convince the mark, in this case Garriga, that there is no way you and your partner are working together.
You know, their hidden partnership was the engine for this whole thing. Bucky used his inside man status to get Nicky the real software to sell. And when Garriga found out, you bet it was Bucky who texted Nicky that warning. And then, when they were finally caught, he pulls this insane escape plan to save them both. But this wasn't just some complicated play for a huge payday. Not even close. The second, and you could argue more important reveal, shows us what was really motivating Nicky all along: love. Now, the real key to understanding Nicky's actions here is his childhood nickname, Mellow. His dad, Bucky, always saw his son's ability to love and feel emotion not as a strength, but as a fatal weakness in their line of work. And this explains everything about why he just bailed on her 3 years earlier in New Orleans. He was genuinely falling for her, and he panicked. He was basically protecting himself from the very feelings his dad had always warned him would get him killed. So you can imagine, when she just suddenly reappears on Garriga's arm, it throws his entire plan and those emotional walls he built up into absolute chaos. The long con with his dad is now totally at risk because Mello is back in the picture. So this all builds to the real heart of the movie, which is this fundamental choice Nicky has to make between two completely different lives. Bucky's philosophy is brutally simple, and he lives by it. He literally abandoned Nicky as a child because he felt his own love for his son was a dangerous weakness. For him, the con comes first, always. No exceptions. But here's the crucial part. When faced with that same choice, Nicky does the exact opposite of his father. He gets that warning text from Bucky telling him to run, but he doesn't. He waits for Jess. He chooses love over the con. And the consequence of that choice? Bucky takes the entire score, all 27 million euros. Because in his eyes, Nicky broke the code. By choosing love, Nicky proved he's not a real thief anymore, so he doesn't deserve a thief's reward. But hey, Nicky and Jess don't leave completely empty-handed. In all the chaos of the shooting, Jess proves she never lost her focus. She expertly lifts Garriga's incredibly expensive watch right off his wrist. A pretty nice little parting gift, right? So what's the big takeaway from all this? Well, the movie's title isn't just a clever nod to the art of being a con artist. Ultimately, this whole story is a study of two different value systems. Bucky consistently chooses money. And yeah, he walks away rich, but he's totally alone. Nicky chooses love. And even though he loses the big score, he gets the one thing a con artist can never really risk, a genuine connection.
So how did the movie actually do? Well, with critics, it was a bit of a mixed bag. Almost everyone agreed that the crackling chemistry between Will Smith and Margot Robbie was fantastic. But a lot of them felt the plot, while super stylish, was maybe a little hollow, calling it sturdy but not exactly stimulating.
Commercially, though, it was a solid success. I mean, it more than tripled its $50 million budget at the box office. And it did particularly well with international audiences. They made up about 2/3 of its total ticket sales. So, in the end, the film leaves us with this final thought. In a game that is built on lies and manipulating people's focus, what does it mean to find something real? Maybe the ultimate prize isn't the one you're aiming for, but the one you find when you're not even looking.